Hi, welcome to Important Issues in Texas by Mayra Navarro. So, the important issue that I chose that's directed to Texas is COVID. I think COVID is still important because it affects us to this day. And COVID is not gone and will not leave anytime soon. So part of the reason why I had chosen COVID was because I am from the Valley. So the Valley is in South Texas, and it was a huge culture shock when I came here because I feel like in the Valley, people treat COVID more seriously. So, what are the obstacles surrounding COVID? First off, people do not follow protocol. It was such a culture shock to come to San Antonio and see that people were not following CDC guidelines. So this little picture right here is from a little story that I'm writing. It's really just a sketch or just something that I share with my classes and my friends. It's nothing too serious. But it's basically a diary that I had written when I first came to San Antonio because I wanted to keep track of everything. I wanted to, look back on it one day and just see what my first few days here were like. And this says, when I first moved to the big city, I wore my mask. I said good morning to a stranger and he laughed. Maybe he did not like my mask. So this is a specific occurrence that happened to me. I was walking out of a Walmart and it was a beautiful morning, a great morning even. And I saw a man and I was like, oh, it would be nice to just talk to someone. So I just said, good morning. And he ignored me. He laughed. Like, he literally laughed in my face. And honestly, I think it's because of my mask. Like, I remember when I wore my mask, like, at all here in San Antonio, I always get looks. I always get looks at people like, are you serious? Like, why are you wearing that? Secondly, lack of healthcare. In the Valley, part of the reason why we take San Antonio so seriously is because we don't have a lot of hospitals. When COVID struck, we didn't have any more space. We told each other, like our family, we told each other, if you get sick, if you get hurt, that's it. Like, we can't take you to the doctor. There is no space. There is no space in the hospital. There's nothing they can do. They're so busy with the COVID patients, we can't do anything. And finally, misinformation. Biggest thing I've seen, just people reading information online from unreliable sources. How I would try to solve the issue of COVID. Honestly, a mandatory lockdown. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I don't see a lot of things you can do. People go out every single day. What are they supposed to do? And finally, ration supplies. One of the biggest fears when the pandemic hit was not having enough for yourself and for your family. I think having like a little care package or rations would be a lot better than to have people fighting in stores. People get scared over the smallest thing and they start just hoarding toilet paper, hand sanitizer, anything they can get their hands on. But I chose these 4 things. I would put more, honestly, in the care packages, but I think these 4 things would help people to an extent. Toilet paper was one of the things you cannot find anywhere in store. Hand sanitizer as well. I think water filters and puzzles were just something fun that I thought people could use. Water filters because, well, I couldn't get my hands on any water when it happened, and a lot of people said they were bored during the pandemic. I can agree. I can attest to that. I think puzzles are fun. So it's definitely something I would probably put in my care packages for the people. Possible criticisms to my solution? I understand people don't want to be cooped up in their houses. I know. I was also in the pandemic. When it first hit, I wanted to get out more than anything in the world. But, the easiest way to cut the amount of cases of COVID that we have is to cut the contact with people. So I feel that having a lockdown is what's needed. Secondly, people need to work. And people need to work because people need money. So whether you're dead or alive, rich or poor, you're gonna need money. You're gonna need money for food, you're gonna need money for housing, you're gonna need money for fun. I know people want to see their families, and I know you can't really see your families if you're cooped up in your house. I know people want to see their families and celebrate. I know people want to be together, but what's more important? Being together or your health? So how would I respond to criticism? I would hear them out and listen to concerns. Every problem has a solution and deserves to be listened to. That being said, I would probably consider doing a soft lockdown, but just bringing stuff back slowly enough that people can still enjoy life. Why would I consider a soft lockdown? The noodle tree incident. So the noodle tree incident happened here in San Antonio. A restaurant by the name of Noodle Tree was defaced, and it was tagged with a bunch of racist slurs, and also just people disagreeing with the owners. So the owner decided that he wanted masks inside his restaurant, whether or not the mask mandate was lifted. So the reason that the store was tagged was because people disagreed and people felt like it was infringing on their rights. The reason this connects to a soft lockdown is because I think giving people the option to go out would calm them. I know people are going to be upset. I know people are going to deface property. That doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean that they should, but I know they're going to do it. And I think giving them the option, just a little bit of freedom, or any freedom for that matter, I think it would calm them down. These are my works cited. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch my video. And yeah, thank you. Have a good rest of your day.